We've seen prices continue to soften in Reno, Sparks, Carson City, and all of northern Nevada. But how much did they soften in the month of August? Let's dive in and take a look. As I hinted, we saw the median sales price for a Reno Sparks single family home drop down a little bit more like it did the previous month. So we got down to $585,000. Take that from 2 months ago at our peak of $610,000. That was our highest of the year. That looks to be where we'll finish up. That's usually we see the peak in June and July-ish. So looks like that was our peak. We'll see if we have any little spurts come up, but that looks to be it. How fast are homes selling in Reno and Sparks? We saw median days to contract actually just dip just slightly to 28 days to contract. So 4 weeks, half of the homes that'll go on the market are selling in the first 4 weeks. Now, how quickly are they selling in your price point, whether you're a buyer, seller? We're seeing that for most of them actually went down a little bit, just a sliver, except for you see that $1.5 million, you see a big jump there. Not as many homes go in that price point, so it can fluctuate a little bit more, which is why we went from 47 to 71. Now let's take a look at what is in our inventory, how many new listings hit the market, and how many homes have sold. And we can take a look and see that inventory edged up just slightly, just 1152 homes on the market for the month of August. And you can see, we hasn't changed too much. We've kind of flatlined a little bit, which is good because we were kind of going a little bit quickly. Compare that to our sold listings, and it just dipped just slightly. So nothing too much, but we have been kind of the last couple of months going downward on our solds. Is that going to continue? We're going to look at our pendings here in a second, and that might help us out some. But finally, our new listings, how many homes are hitting on the market? And we can see that that went down as well. Only 432 properties went on the market in Reno Sparks. Here's kind of a history of our inventory. You can see, like I said, we kind of flatlined the last couple of months. That's probably good, just given the amount of buyers out there. We don't want to see too much because we're starting to get a little bit more saturated in comparison from buyers to sellers out there. And we were starting to get a little bit more favorable for the buyers, which is great. Buyers need it, but the sellers' homes are sitting a bit longer. So with that kind of leveling out, we don't want to see that kind of go crazy and keep going upward in terms of inventory if the buyers aren't following suit with that. In terms of the price ranges out there, we saw that the inventory available for these have remained mostly the same. Nothing too much, maybe some of them 2, 3, 4, homes difference. The biggest one, probably the $400,000 to $500,000, went from 164 to 173 homes on the market. Now we measure kind of the buyer-seller demand with the month supply of inventory, and you can see it edged up just slightly from 2.9 months to 3 months. So we hit that 3-month marker. If we hit that 5-month marker, that's what's considered a balanced market. But to be honest, we haven't seen that for a long time, basically the Great Recession. So I don't anticipate we'll see that. We'll probably level out here for the year for the most part. But that's just my kind of guess with where things are going. But I don't have a crystal ball. Taking a look at the new listings. So how many listings have went on the market this year compared to previous years? So this is year-to-date numbers. And you can see we have been outpacing the last 2 years, which is good because those were historically low new listings for the year. So we have seen that kind of pick back up a little bit. So that's good news. We're seeing that increase. But I think what's more important is not how many listings are coming on the market, but how many closed properties have we seen? And we have seen a higher amount this year versus the last 2 years. So not by a ton, and definitely not to where we were during COVID or pre-COVID. So we definitely are below our usual average, but we are still selling homes and more than we did the last couple of years. Now here's our forecaster. This is kind of showing what we'll probably see for this month of September. And you can see that it went from 429 pending sales in July to 484 in August. So that's actually a pretty decent jump. Compare that to last year where it went from 384 to 408. So that was a much smaller jump. So kind of interesting there. We'll keep up on that and we'll see if those sales follow suit for September. Taking a look at our pending sales by the price range out there, we can see that, again, nothing too crazy. Biggest one actually was that $400,000 to $500,000 price point. Taking a look there, you can see it went from 79 to 107 pending sales. So we saw, an increase of almost 30 new pendings in that price point. So good news for maybe potentially some good entry homes available. Let's jump into our hyper-local markets, starting with Reno specifically. These are single-family homes. Median sales price $615,000. That is down month over month and year over year. We see the inventory in there, and we're at inventories at 804 homes on the market for the month of August. We also have the closed sales. We saw that at 261 properties closed in there, more than last year. So kind of interesting to see that change just a little. So we saw that Reno went down in price. Look at Sparks. We actually went up in price for Sparks. Now that was reversed last year or last month, so that was kind of interesting. But we did see Sparks increase in median sales price. Inventory is up year over year, and sales down almost 10% year over year. So very interesting. Seeing kind of the market shift a little bit and adjust to where we're at. Heading down to our capital of Carson City, $500,000 median sales price, a little bit bigger year over year drop there. But that one, we tend to see that one fluctuate a bit more. Only 42 sales in there. So we don't see as many like we do in Reno. And we can see that, the new listings, only 49 hit the market as well. And days to contract, 38 days. Heading to Fernley, edged up a little bit more, still over that $400,000 price point, basically $410,000. A little bit of an increase year over year, and we saw the inventory is actually pretty decently down compared to last year. So very interesting to see how Fernley is different than Reno, Sparks, Carson City. You can see that whole right side there of the screen. New listings down year over year decently as well. But we have seen that median days to contract jump up. Minden and Gardnerville, we can see that the median sales price, bigger drop there year over year, but again, same thing like Fernley, only 48 sales, nothing too much of as much activity. So when you have some small half acre to quarter acre home versus a home on 10 acres could make a big difference in pricing. So we can see that fluctuate a little bit more heavier in there. And we saw inventory actually go down from last month, but year over year up decently. We're going to close out with Reno and Sparks for specifically condos and townhomes. So this is always an option for those buyers out there that might want a lower price point, but in the Reno Sparks area. $335,000 for condo townhome. That is up month over month and year over year. We saw inventory go up from compared to last year, but we saw new listings drop quite considerably, 29%, and big jump on days to contract as well, 55 days to contract. So very interesting to kind of see, even though we had less new listings, that days to contract actually jumped up quite a bit, and we saw closed sales down 11% compared to last year. So some definitely fluctuation in the market, a lot more kind of turmoil maybe, but nothing too crazy. But we're going to keep watching it. It's just a lot of movement changes right now in this market. We do anticipate potentially some interest rates cuts. What does that mean? If you have questions about any of that, reach out to me, send me a text, send me an email, give me a call. My information is going to be down below. I want to be your resource here for the Northern Nevada area. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure if you haven't hit that like button, hit that right now. That way I can know that you appreciated this video and I'll keep making them for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and watch my other videos up there. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.